everyone's doing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sweet. Well, I'm glad we could have a chance to chat here. I was looking forward to this pretty much all day while I've been working away in the office here. Because this is definitely my favorite part, is I get to meet awesome people like you and kind of chat through your big day and learn a little bit more about you guys and what you kind of have envisioned here. So I'll just give you basically a quick run through of kind of like what I like to accomplish during these calls. So I have another screen here that I'm just going to be taking notes as I'm kind of asking some different questions that just gives me like a way better idea to all kind of add to your client portfolio. And yeah, like I said, just kind of get to know you guys and get to know, learn a little bit more about your big day. And so I'll just be taking notes. You'll probably hear a little bit of typing going on, but that's the best way I can stay organized. So I'm just gonna be taking some notes here and going through some questions. Don't feel like it's a big interview thing. I just basically want to get to know you. Some people are like, oh man, like all these questions. I'm like, oh, they're super easy. And I just like to keep it chill and pretty casual. So yeah, that's kind of like a little bit of a heads up about that. And then one more housekeeping thing is I do record all of my meetings as well, just in case I maybe miss something on notes or whatnot, and I can refer back and watch and kind of listen back too. So just like to give a heads up about that and make sure that we've got consent for recording. So I don't want to be recording without people knowing. So that's kind of like another heads up there. But other than that, yeah, any like questions before we kind of dive in here?
Nope.
Sweet. Awesome. Sounds good. Okay, so I'm gonna make you guys a little bit, make this screen a bit bigger here. And sweet. And yeah, like I said, it's on my other screen. So if my eyes are here, like I'm listening, I'm just typing on this one. So awesome. So let's go over here now. And I've got your client portfolio open. So I've got everything just from like your first email of like what you filled out on my website. And basically what I would like to know is just a little bit more like, yeah, I know you said your friend introduced you guys, and because you guys were too shy to exchange numbers, so your friend kind of made that initiative. But yeah, I'd love to hear like a little bit more about like you guys is like your 4 years together, and kind of hear a little bit more about some of your favorite things to do together, and then a little bit more about your proposal story as well. And I'll just be kind of taking some notes here. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about that.
Sure.
So where do we start? That's the question.
Oh yeah, okay, good point. So let's start with maybe like the first encounter with each other, and then kind of carry on through the dating story, and then we'll jump into the proposal.
So our first date was to go to our friend's birthday who set us up to see John Wick 2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, romantic.
For him, nice.
Very
I was like flinching the whole time. I was like, ah, so much violence. So yeah, so we were kind of set up on that, and I don't know, it went pretty well, I guess.
Yeah,
because we ended up hanging out again the next weekend, and then one weekend turned into another, and it started off like state of Brand our regards a lot of other relationships, and has a pretty demanding. It was a little bit kind of like, you know, he wasn't working our relationships, and so it was kind of a slower start, but I think it kind of worked to our benefit because we really built something special. And it was kind of like, I didn't even have to think about like the first time I said I love you, it just came out.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, so then probably, I don't know, the second year, that's when we kind of started realizing. I always tell him I always knew it was him.
Oh really? Oh.
I was like, I always knew it would work out.
Yeah.
I always tell him like I always knew we would, even though we were slow in the beginning. I was just like, it's you, I know it's you. So
you just knew like all along.
Yeah, I did. I really did. And then the second year we kind of, I guess that's when we kind of realized like, hey, this is my forever person, and went on a lot of trips and went to Palm Springs quite a few times.
Oh, nice.
So that's like,
Love
I always like to say, like, whenever I think of Palm Springs, I think of like because going on vacation is totally different from like just hanging around each other like during normal life.
Oh, totally.
So I like to think that that's kind of where like our relationship really kind of flourished, and like traveling together, you really get to know each other too.
Oh yeah.
And it went really well. And so 2 years in, we got a house together.
Yeah.
And I don't know, am I missing anything?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. That is like so awesome. I love Palm Springs, so that's super awesome. That used to be like me and my sister's trip, is we would always go down there and get like a nice cheap flight and just set up camp at a pool and be super happy.
Totally.
Yeah. Oh, it's so nice, and the weather you can just count on to be good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're lucky your grandparents had a place in a house in Palm Springs, so we could go down there. Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
wow.
we were spoiled. It was like this beautiful, like, because they used to have like a motor coach, I guess they like to call it. It's not a bus, don't call it a bus.
Don't call it a bus. Nice.
And it was kind of like this, it was called a casita, but it was like a mini rancher essentially, right?
Yeah.
So it had like one bedroom and like a really nice open concept like kitchen and kind of like, I guess, family room you would call it, and like a backyard with a pool. Like we were totally spoiled.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm so grateful we had that opportunity.
Yeah, totally. And good thing you guys took advantage of that to do that. That's so sweet.
Yeah, it was so many great times.
Yeah. Oh, that's such an ideal setup. I feel like I would be there like once a month and now.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. So yeah, lots of traveling, and yeah, like you said, it's obviously like a lot different than your everyday, seeing each other whenever, because it's like, no, you're together for the entire time.
Exactly.
No, that's so awesome. So that was like 2 years in, you were saying, and then you got a house as well, together, like 2 years into dating.
Yeah.
Sweet. Awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the same place that you guys are in now?
Yes.
Yep.
Sweet. So where are you guys at?
You were in Cloverdale?
Okay.
Yeah,
Sweet.
so we're right at like 186 and 68.
186 and 68. Is that I guess that would be like kind of close to Clayton Heights area. So I guess I was more picturing like the Kwantlen Cloverdale campus, but I think you're a little bit further from there, right?
Yeah, I guess you could we're closer to Clayton, I guess. Clayton's on the north side of Fraser Highway.
Right.
We're like kind of right in between the middle of Fraser Highway and Highway 10, basically.
Oh, okay, nice. Well, that's nice and central to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's sweet. Awesome. Yeah, my streets I sometimes get a bit mixed up. I'm not I rely on my GPS.
Oh, me too.
Yeah,
I was like,
okay,
yeah, it's north of, and I'm like, no, I don't know. Like, is there a McDonald's there?
I know, that's
I
when my
need
mother-in-law
landmarks.
tries to talk to me. I'm like, nope, not tracking.
Yeah.
But sometimes I can piece it together. If I've been there enough, then I'm like, okay, I can start to piece it together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the first time of going somewhere, I'm like, nope, I put it on my phone and I put that on the dash. I'm like, there we go. Now we're good.
Oh yeah. That or Google Street View.
Yes, that works too. That works like a charm.
Just so you can recognize it.
Yeah, totally. Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not alone on that, because sometimes I'm like, when I hear everyone else talking about that. Perfect. Sweet. And then let's hear a little bit more about your proposal story as well.
It's probably not very like grand compared to some people, but so it was February 11th, which is our 4-year, I guess, anniversary.
Yeah.
And I'd gone to West Coast Gardens earlier that day, and I bought like a bunch of plants and stuff with my mom.
Yeah, awesome.
And
Great COVID activity.
I got home and and I made like this little arrangement for some friends of ours that had just gotten a new house. So I was like really excited to show him it when he got home, right?
Yeah.
And so anyways, I was kind of just like, I was turning around and like going like, oh yeah, I made this, and I put some moss, and I got some plants, and he said, I'm sorry I didn't get you any flowers for our anniversary, babe. And then I turned around and he took the ring out of his pocket. And he said, but I got you this.
You're like, way better than flowers.
I know. I'm like, don't worry, I got myself some tulips.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome. That's a great way of like a nice like segue into it of like, I didn't
Totally.
hate
He was
flowers,
really
but
smooth.
yeah, very.
Yeah, so I wasn't expecting it. I don't know. I knew it was our anniversary, but I was like, I don't know if he'll remember or, but anyways, you did good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He did very good. That's definitely an anniversary to remember.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, that's so. And so you guys, so your anniversary, like your first date was on February 11th, or you're saying like your relationship began then?
Our relationship began then, and we
Yeah.
never were really seeing any. We weren't seeing anyone else.
Okay.
So we're just like, that's our start date. Because
Oh yeah,
honestly, we didn't even really have the relationship. Like, what are we?
yeah.
It was always
Didn't-
kind of like,
didn't need
I'm
to
only
define
dating
it.
you, and yeah. So
Yeah, wasn't like it wasn't like seeing other people and are we exclusive? It was like no, like we know.
yeah,
we're all in.
exactly.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Perfect. So Feb 11 was the first date and relationship began, and proposal on the 4-year anniversary. I love that. That's so cute. And there. Yeah, very memorable anniversary, and that's nice that you didn't see it coming either.
Yeah.
I know
No, I
a lot of
didn't.
times girls have a hunch like, oh, I don't know, we have like for your example, like a special anniversary coming up. Like, is he gonna pop the question then?
Yeah, and he got home like right on his normal
Right on the
time
same
too.
time. I went
Oh
picked up.
wow.
So I
I
didn't expect it at all.
had to wait for that ring to get made and flown in from California.
Oh wow.
So I was like adamantly calling when I get a chance. I'm like, that ring better land here on the 11th.
Yeah,
Like
it can't be late.
and they were they were on a very tight schedule to get it here on the 11th, and I had to leave. I left work early, and I timed
wow.
it so I could be home at almost the exact same time as I normally get home from work. Right. So
Yeah, otherwise it would seem fishy. Like, where's
Yeah.
Brian? What's going on?
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's good. Like they can't be late with that one. Then the
No.
plan is
No.
spoiled.
No, it wasn't supposed to come in till probably almost 2 days out, about the 12th or the 13th. I'm like, you guys have to get it here on the 11th.
Yeah, this is a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Propose with the Fruit Loop.
Yeah, I could have used the Fruit Loop.
And be like, something better's coming.
Yeah.
Can I see? It's like hard to tell over Zoom, but I still.
No worries.
Like,
Sorry, we're just trying to hold the iPad up.
I got it.
Oh yeah. Oh wow, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Oh, that's so nice. Wow.
You did
Well
good.
done, Brian.
Thank you.
Did you have any like hints, or did you guys kind of take a look, or?
Yeah, we went to look last August.
Yeah.
And we kind of like, we had looked previous to that, and this ring wasn't actually like, I guess it was a newer design when we went in August, and then I tried it on and I was like, no, this is the one.
Yeah.
Lucky, because I was originally gonna buy the one she picked before, and
Yeah.
she liked that one. So
Oh, you liked the other one before, and then you're like, no, it has to be this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Totally.
that's so pretty. Wow. I love
Yeah.
that. Because yeah, it's like I get to see a lot of rings, but that's like, yeah, it's so unique. I love it.
Yeah, I love a band. It's kind of like, I don't know, I think they call it like marquise, or it's kind of like goes like it kind of like scalloped almost.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of a little different.
Yeah, totally. Very
Yeah.
special. Oh, that's so pretty. I love
Thank
it.
you.
I love just eyeing up the different details of rings and whatnot. Cause like I also see a lot of just standard, like just the band and then the main rock in the middle. But I love seeing the different designs and some different custom things and what different jewelers are coming up with. I'm like, man, like this is so nice.
mhm.
I know down the road I'll be like the pickiest person because I'm like, I've seen all the rings.
Yes.
Yeah. So okay, perfect. So I've got those notes there. So now I would like to know, what do you guys look forward to most on your wedding day? So if there's one like specific part, or I'm always curious to hear people's answers on this one. And a lot of times bride and groom have different answers on this one. So I'm always curious on this.
You go first.
Put them on the spot.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to rewind the question again, because I was waiting for her response first so I could answer the
So
question.
that you could answer fair, like a smart man. I like it. Yeah, no worries. So I'm just wondering what you look forward to most on your wedding day.
Look forward to most?
Yes.
Well, obviously, from the just setting aside, obviously, of marrying her and like just marrying her, right? That's obviously going to be the easiest answer.
Yes.
But
Good.
I mean, we're very family oriented and we're very close with our family members.
Yeah.
So I think I'm looking forward to sharing the moment with just our immediate family.
Yeah.
So if anything has got us out of this stupid pandemic is that we can, like, having our family there is the most important thing to us. The rest of it is all just very, very minuscule. Well, to me anyways, I know for us, but it's very minuscule. So I think, and then actually seeing them all would be nice too.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what I'm
100%.
looking forward to most. The rest of it's past that is just a party as far as I'm concerned for everybody else, which is fine, but
Yeah. Sweet. No, that's awesome. I love that. I'm like super family oriented too, and it's been so hard to not see like my siblings, like that I'm used to seeing all the time and whatnot. So I totally hear you on that. And yeah, that you're very close to your family, like very, very important to have that moment with them. And obviously, yes, the obvious one. And I'm glad you pointed out though, because some people like skip over the obvious of like marrying each other, and then they usually get a whack on the arm of like, hello. So that's good. You're gonna get some brownie points for that one. So marrying Vicky, and then yeah, family oriented, and like the other like details you were saying are not as important, but having that moment with your family on your wedding day, super, super important.
yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna make a note that is Brian's answer, and then Vicky, let's hear from you.
I'm actually we met with our officiant last night over Zoom.
Yeah.
And he's like gonna make the ceremony super special.
Sweet.
So it actually got me like really excited about
Aw.
Me
like
too.
our ideas, because normally it's kind of like more of a formality, and it's kind of like everyone, like Brian said, is waiting for the party afterwards.
Yes.
So I'm actually pretty excited because he's gonna customize it to like our relationship, and
Aw.
it's gonna be like super special. And like Brian said, to get to share that with our immediate family, and it's so intimate. It's like, it's kind of bittersweet planning a wedding, not being able to have our closest friends there, but it's also kind of bringing it back to what's the most important part.
Totally.
So I'm pretty excited about the ceremony and saying I do, and just, yeah, maybe, I don't know if we're gonna share vows yet. I don't know if Brian wants to do that, but
Yeah. We'll
yeah,
figure
I'm
that
super
part out.
excited about it.
Oh, that's so awesome. That it's gonna be nice, like just like a custom to you guys' relationship. And yeah, that I would be super stoked about that too. Like that's way better than just the norm of, getting through it and super quick and let's just get through it and then get to the party. But
Yeah.
oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah. So, and I'm pretty excited. We're gonna have two of our nephews there, and one of
Aw.
them's gonna be 3 and the other one's gonna be like 1.5. And so I'm pretty excited to like have the little ones.
Yeah,
there.
100%. That always adds to it big time. That's so cute.
Yeah. Well, because most weddings, it's kind of like, it's a little bit more of like a
Adult,
party,
yeah,
an adult,
party.
lots of drinking and stuff. And not that there's not going to be a few drinks, but
Yeah.
it's nice that the kids can come, and it's going to be really nice. Like we're doing like a long table style dinner, and like
Ooh,
we
nice.
decided like if we're having a small wedding, the food's going to be really good.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So we're doing that, but it's going to be kind of like, because it's in our backyard, it's like the kids can run around and the parents don't have to worry about, someone dancing and tripping over them, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. 100%.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, you guys are really making the most of, obviously like not like what you would have expected for when planning a wedding, but yeah, 100% making the most, like really good food, close family, kids can be involved and not, parents aren't stressed about like, if you're in the big banquet hall or something like, oh, where are they? And like,
Yeah,
figuring that out,
exactly. Yeah, and it's so hard to find childcare like with the pandemic right now, that I just thought like, it's like, what are they gonna do? It's like, if we say no kids, well, you can't come because we can't find a babysitter, right?
Yeah, exactly. Then they can't come either. Like,
exactly, right? So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
oh, that's so sweet. I love that. Yeah, and like you said too, like you're just kind of going back to the most important thing of like, we're marrying each other, we have our immediate family there, and that's gonna be like, yeah, even like that much more special, just because it's so intimate and just you guys. That's
Yeah, and we're both not super huge like attention people. Like we kind of get a little uncomfortable when there's like a lot of eyes or attention on us. So at least it's our media family. So we're just like, oh, they're not judging us, you know?
No. Yeah, no, it's just extra chill, and you don't like, you'll have less butterflies, and you won't be, oh, there's like hundreds of people staring at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I making a word expression?
No, exactly, right? Because there's so many eyes, like everyone's staring. No, that's so true. It's just like gonna be way more chill, and that works out great that you guys don't love center of attention, and so that works out perfectly.
Yeah.
Timed it very well for a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we didn't think it would last this long, but here we
I know,
are.
right? I was just saying to Brian, I'm like, I never thought I'd be so excited to get new masks in the mail. Because I ordered some off of Etsy.
Yeah, getting cute designs and stuff, and it seems to be like the new fashion statement. I'm like, you almost get more excited about that than like a new top coming in the mail.
Totally.
So funny. Yeah, but I do get like some of the masks I have, like I get compliments a lot. I'm like, this is so weird getting a compliment on your mask.
I know, right? A year ago, you would have been like, someone's gonna compliment me on my mask. What mask?
Seriously, yeah, I didn't think it was a thing. Like literally last year at this time, I was in Mexico and like did not think COVID would make its way.
Crazy.
As soon as I got home.
Yeah, my parents were in Mexico this time last year too, and they just got back before they would have had to quarantine for 14 days. So I was like, wow, you guys timed that well.
Seriously, yeah, it was crazy. Like this time, because in like a couple weeks, this time last year was like full on lockdown, and
yeah,
it was just such crazy time. And my parents were like, "Well, good thing you went when you did." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." Like, I didn't plan it at that time. That's when the wedding was. It was just like texting that couple. I'm like, "Good thing they actually bumped it up because they were like grandparents couldn't fly at a certain time," and I was like, "Well, good thing you did because it wouldn't have happened."
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy, but it's just funny thinking like we never would have imagined ourselves like in this position now, but
totally. I know, and how normal it's become. Like,
yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's strange.
It's gonna be weird when they tell us we don't have to wear masks. It's gonna be like, I feel so naked.
Yeah, and seeing people in grocery stores and be like, oh, this is so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be strange. I was kind of thinking about that the other day too. Like, this would be weird when everyone's maskless.
I know. Even in restaurants, when you think about it, you're so used to like seeing your servers with like masks, and it's gonna be like so weird when you go in and nobody has a mask.
And I think I'll be more like attentive to like germs too. Like if like, if they like grab like your water cup this way and you're like, oh, like the finger kind of touched where I would sip, I better like, like just be more cautious of that too. Like we're
totally
all germaphobes now.
Yeah.
Seriously. Oh man. Okay, sweet. Sometimes I get off topic, so
that's okay.
Okay, good.
It's nice to have social interaction.
Yeah, no, it's true. I feel like that's why I like also like I get so excited for Zoom calls because I'm like, yes, I get to talk. It's not just, it's fine. I like my alone time too, but I love chatting. So
totally.
Plus with, not seeing friends or anything too, it's just like, another adult to talk to.
Totally. I know when Brian gets home, I'm like, hi, how was your day?
Like, let's chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. I hear you on that one. Are you, Brian, so you mentioned that you're doing shift work. So what do you do, Brian?
I'm a dock foreman over at Deltaport. So my background is I'm a heavy duty mechanic. So I run a maintenance crew at Deltaport. Sweet. So longshoremen, stuff like that.
Yeah, I know a few of my dad's friends are longshoremen and one of their sons too. So I've heard like a little bit about it. I wouldn't say I'm an expert by any means.
Right. So I'm a foreman. I'm a foreman.
Oh, sweet. Awesome.
Yeah,
and
I was a longshoreman before I got into being a foreman.
Longshoreman before, and then now you're foreman.
Yeah, well, I'm a heavy duty mechanic by trade.
Okay.
So that's what I do as a heavy duty mechanic.
Ah, sweet. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm an expert by any means, but I mean, good on you. That's awesome. And you've been so heavy duty mechanic, and then you've been how long have you been a foreman then for?
Since a year before I started dating? End of 2015?
5 years.
5 years? Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Nice. Sweet. So Vicky gets pretty excited once you come home from a day of work.
Yeah, she's very very patient sometimes. Let's put it that way.
Well, because sometimes he has to double, and so he's like, he does like a graveyard double, so he'll work like midnight and then he'll only be home at like 5 p.m. the next day.
Whoa.
And then sometimes he'll do like a day afternoon double, so that's literally like 7 a.m. in the morning to like 12:30 at night.
12:30 at night.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So it's like sometimes it's a little, especially with the pandemic, I'm like, it's a little lonely sometimes, but I get to see my parents. Like they've been in my bubble since the pandemic started. So, and like I'm immunocompromised to begin with. So
yeah,
I'm not worried being around them. So I'll just go for a walk with my mom, or, just kind of get a little social interaction.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I mean, yeah, it's your parents, so it's hard to not. And if they've been in your bubble, then it's like
exactly, and they just stay home all the time
to a whole new realm of people or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's some crazy long hours. Wow, I don't even know
I
how
know.
you stay awake that long.
I know. I'm like, you're my hero.
It's a skill. I don't know what it is. It's a skill for some reason.
Yeah, like that's crazy. I would have like 10 cups of coffee or something. Man.
I have a French press in my locker at work. Yep.
Oh, nice. Okay, good. So you do rely on that at some points.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's a really good idea. Keep that handy, and then can make something whenever you need.
That's right.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, good for you. You're my hero too. That's so impressive. Perfect. So actually that one I made a note there. This is like my pre-wedding questionnaire where I've made a note here. I always ask, do you have any international guests or special guests traveling for the wedding? But then I made a little note by it, like, don't need to ask for COVID. Oh man. Yeah, that's one I haven't had to ask in a while. Cool. So then we'll just jump to like getting ready photos. So I know sometimes these go a little bit, like some people are opinionated one way or the other, but I personally think that they're awesome. I just always like to hear a little bit of your thoughts of like if you've had something kind of in mind for getting ready photos, or if you're going to be, getting ready at separate spots or the same spots, or just if you have something specifically in mind. And then I have the other end of the spectrum where people are like, nope, like we don't like getting ready photos. They're just not into it. But I always like to hear just like a few thoughts, because I'm a big fan of them. So I just like to hear kind of your thoughts on that. And if you do have a specific vision, or if you want some guidance on them. But yeah, I'd love to hear a little bit about that.
Oh, we haven't really discussed it actually.
No.
Okay. Yeah, no
I don't
worries.
like, I'm not like afraid of him seeing me before we get married. I'm not superstitious like that.
Okay.
So I don't know if he's just going to get ready in a different part of the house, or if you're going to go to your parents and then.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
Yeah, we're not too sure.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. And I mean, you've got a few months before, so obviously have some time to kind of discuss it, and logistic wise, like what you prefer. So yeah, I'll just make a note here of not discussed yet, and then we can kind of revisit that. So I always have a phone call of going through like kind of timeline specifics a month before the wedding, because then things are more nailed down. But some people have like a specific vision way ahead of time. So yeah,
I think like we'd like to get a few.
Yeah.
Like I know it would be, I'm my parents' only daughter, so I know my mom would like love to have one of her kind of, I guess, fake doing up my dress.
Yes. Yes.
I think she'd really like that. And yeah, like it would be cool to have a few.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't need like a bunch, but it would be nice to have a few.
Totally.
Just because it kind of like, when you have pictures going through the day, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I remember when I got my makeup done and I felt so like beautiful, and so yeah.
100%. Yeah, no, I always recommend them too, just because of like, yeah, like you were saying, just to look back and like, as photos tell a story, to be able to see the story from like start to finish is always really cool too, to like, just look back on. And like you were saying, like that's like a common request of the moms, like the doing up. There's even sometimes, sometimes a dress is like a zipper that you could just go like quickly, but it's like, no, it's like just for the memory. And I always have moms just like slow or just pretend or anything like that. But that's always like a really, really special one for the moms of.
Oh yeah, she'd love that. Because even when like I was just gonna look online for a dress, because I wasn't sure if I'd find anything in like a bridal store, but I ended up going dress shopping because my mom didn't get to choose her dress. She had to wear her sister's old wedding dress.
Oh.
So it was like really, she's like, thank you so much for like, you know, including me in that. And I'm like, well, who else would I have gone with? We're like best friends.
Yeah,
And
100%.
yeah, it was really special for her to like be there and like watch me try on the dresses. So that picture definitely needs to happen.
Yeah, 100%. Well, and that she was so excited to, share that experience together.
Yeah. So,
Oh.
and like as far as getting ready, I don't know if you want to make notes of it, but it's just we're not having like any bridal party.
Okay.
It's just gonna be like me getting ready with my mom and my mother-in-law. And I guess just Brian, we're not too sure what you're doing yet.
Yeah.
But it'll probably be you and your dad and brother or something, right?
Me.
Yeah. Or it'll just be Brian by himself, so we get all the shots.
Yeah, no, totally. Well, I've had that before too.
Yeah.
And yeah, some like grooms there, they're like, no, I don't want to get ready with anyone. Like yeah. And then I'm like, okay, cool. We'll get you kind of doing up your tie and cufflinks and be the star of the show for a little bit for those. Cool. No, that sounds good. Sweet. Awesome. And made a note of that. No bridal party. Perfect. Okay. And then I always ask about this too. So obviously, like, it wouldn't be like a massive group photo because it's not going to be a huge one, considering what we're in here. But I always like to just see like if it is something that you would like to do, like a group photo of like everyone who was present, because some people do want that and others don't. But I just like to always check about that just so I can make a little note of that as well.
Yeah, that's like super important to us.
Yes.
We kind of like, we're talking and I'm like, well, first of all, we don't have a lot of pictures together ourselves. In 4 years, we had 2 pictures together.
No
one of which
way.
Brian doesn't like.
Oh no.
So I told him, I was like, we're getting engagement pictures because I want to
Yeah.
have some nice pictures of you. And I said, and we're going to get like a well, not gigantic. There's, I think like, what, 16 of us family wise with his family and my side of the family. But I was like, I really want to get a nice family picture of our 2 families combined so we can hang it up in our house. So yeah, we definitely want to do that. We want to get some nice pictures with our parents, our siblings too. Yeah. But yeah, that's probably super important one.
Awesome. So I put that in bold. Super important for group photo and group photos as well, of just families combined, and of course family formals and sibling formals as well. And on like the other questionnaire that I have couples fill out like 8 weeks before, there's like little boxes to kind of tick of some of the more common like combos, just so that I can have that and you guys can check the whatever boxes apply, because some of them won't apply. And then there's like another box to say other specific combos. So I just like to have I always print off a copy and kind of keep that in my camera bag as well, just so I'm set. But yeah, I like to always ask ahead of time too if group photos, how we feel about them, and make sure. So yeah, that's good to know. Super important. And I also made a note, 4 years together with 2 pictures together. One of them Ryan doesn't like. So wow, yeah. Like,
we just never really think about it. Like even Palm Springs, we never got any pictures together because we were just like so in the moment.
Just apparently it was a good vacation if you just chilling and didn't think to take one together.
Yeah, and we're just not really good at taking pictures.
No.
Like we always kind of get awkward. So anyways, you got to work your magic.
That's what I do. I always tell people, I'm like, that's my job. It's all good. Yeah, no, I totally hear you. I hear that all the time too, of like, it's not like I wouldn't say it's something super common either that people are always like posing in front of the camera and stuff, right?
Yeah.
No, 100%. No, that sounds awesome. And then what I also like to know is, I already made some notes there of you guys like the, kind of natural and like catch it in the moment. But I guess like, I'm just curious, like if there's anything else you would say specifically that you really like about my photography style, or maybe, editing style or composition, or like anything like that I can just kind of make a note of any specifics that you'd say like you really like, and then I can make a note here as well, just to kind of have on file here.
Well, we looked through quite a bit because there's so many different styles of photography out there. Like I didn't realize until we started looking, and there's some we looked at and we found them really dark. Like they kind of did the dark finish, which is cool. But for a wedding day, we're kind of like, well, we kind of want it to be a little bit brighter, right? And you seem to like really, your editing style just really like we really gravitated towards it.
Sweet.
So
Love to
because
hear
you do like you obviously it's kind of nice to have a little touch up, you know?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
So I liked your style of touching up. It wasn't so touched up that it didn't look like it was the person.
Yeah, not fake.
But it was enough touched up that it kind of, you know, you weren't like, oh, I have a big pimple there that day and you can see it, or, you know.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, and I always look
Yeah.
out for that because like I'm super picky and kind of critical. Like when I see like my headshots and I'm thinking like I've hired like probably 15 photographers for headshots just because I like how to see how other people work. But anyway, then like I remember like for some of them, I don't really like some of these like freckles here. And like I had like a big pimple here at one point, and like some of them would like, you know, touch it up. And I was like, great, because those are some things I don't need to see when I'm looking at a picture of myself.
Yeah.
And then others wouldn't. I'm thinking, oh, I hate that photo. And I'm like, no, I don't hate the photo. It's just that one thing that like it wasn't that attention to detail.
Yeah.
But
well,
yeah,
because you want your eye to like gravitate towards that. You want to be like, I remember how I was feeling in that moment, not like, oh my God, I remember that gigantic pimple I had that day.
100%. And that's where the mind goes because we're so like just looking at things about ourselves.
Totally.
But yeah, I never want it to like not look like a person like that, kind of like photoshopped and crazy like that. But I definitely like to have an attention to detail and you know, smooth things out or touch things up or
yeah. And that kind of, like I said, we really gravitated in a lot of like the pictures that we saw on your Instagram. Like Brian and I were kind of looking through them, and you just really like kind of captured like what, especially when you have the pictures where the couples are kind of like looking at each other, you can see they're really like connecting.
Yes. 100%.
It's not like an awkward kind of like, you know, like
no, I know what you mean. I've seen some of those before. I'm
yeah.
like, oh, I'm cringing.
Yeah, exactly. So, and because we don't really take a lot of pictures, we really, like I said, need kind of that direction and like someone that can catch it in the right moment.
Yes, 100%.
So that was like, yeah, super important. So
perfect. Sweet. Yeah, you're talking my language here because I know what you mean with you know, obviously there's a wide variety of editing styles, and that's kind of one of my other points I always like to ask about because it is something to take into account. And I have never had someone like ask if I can change my editing style, but I've like always said like, you know, just a heads up, I'm like, I know you've seen my photos, but I like to just say like mine is very like bright and vibrant, whereas others you'll find are like moody or earthy or that kind, like that's kind of like trendy right now. But I'm like, I'm not trendy. I'm like, I want joyful photos, so I think joyful editing goes together, and that's what I kind of decided in the beginning. Is those kind of go hand in hand. But yeah,
and it's more timeless that way too. You know, you look back and you're not like, oh, why did we go with that style of editing? It's really dark.
Yeah, exactly. But you didn't know like in the time, like, yeah, like, oh yeah, it was trendy then, but you know, now looking back on it, or you're, you know, down the road, 10 years down the road, you're looking back and going like, wow, why is it so dark, you know?
Yeah, was it sunny on our wedding day? No.
Yeah, you wouldn't know with some of the styles that I'm looking at before I've seen.
They look cool, but like I said, we want something that's more timeless that like we can put up on our wall and it's, you know, bright and crisp and
totally. And it just goes with the like happy feeling of a wedding too. Of, like,
yeah, exactly. That's totally it.
Awesome. Sweet. I am so glad we're on the same page there. So I've made a bunch of notes there, and yeah, like gravitated to the connection there, which is awesome because that's that's totally me. Is I like to, you know, kind of set the mood, and I got all these like fun different prompts that we'll do and whatnot, and that's the fun of engagement session too, is like we get to kind of go through our experience together, and then when it comes time for wedding day, it's like way easier too, because I'm just like, boom, we're going to be doing this and this, and you guys are going to be like, oh, we know exactly what that is. And yeah, that's another fun part with that as well. Okay, let's do that there. So this one I asked just kind of about, again, it's a little bit more of a specific, and you've said you guys are okay with seeing each other before the ceremony, but would you say you have like a strong preference about having a first look or not having a first look, or is it something we haven't really discussed yet, or are we kind of strong one way or the other?
Do you want to just see me when I'm walking through the grass towards you?
It doesn't matter to me.
No, we see, like we haven't really discussed that yet.
We haven't discussed it. I'm not superstitious or any of the other stuff that comes along with it.
Okay.
So we're very secure in our relationship, so that a superstition is just malarkey as far as I'm concerned. You know, it's so maybe more tradition than anything than it is actual
Yeah.
superstition, but
Like I can't not like, because we were talking to the officiant last night and he's like, yeah, some couples like walk down together, and it's like I can't take that away from my dad. Like I'm his only daughter, so
Yes.
even if we didn't do it, I know he'd be like, oh, it's okay, but I don't, it's like a special moment, right, for a dad. So we're still definitely gonna do that.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna, like, if Brian sees me before, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, look away.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but we'll have to once we figure out more like the logistics of like whether he's gonna get ready here or because I mean he might get ready here because there's gonna be like a lot of setup going on too when I'm getting ready, and obviously it takes the girl way longer to get ready.
Yes, always.
So yeah, exactly. So I guess we'll have to figure that out once we kind of get more of the like our ceremony right now is supposed to start at 3.
Okay, at 3.
So we're doing kind of like afternoon ceremony, and then dinner's going to be at, I think, 6, we said. So that gives us like enough time to duck out and get pictures or whatnot. But that's like the tentative starting time right now.
Awesome.
So we still have to figure out the getting ready part. Like I've booked makeup and hair already.
Okay.
So, and I guess we haven't set a time in stone with them yet, but I'm assuming it's probably going to be 3 hours before that. I don't know how long it usually takes.
Yeah, that seems pretty typical. I think like a lot of times if, brides have like a massive bridal party, then they're starting at like 6 a.m. or whatever. But yeah, you have the nice luxury of like, no, you don't have to do that because they're worrying about you and your mom and Brian's mom. So no, that's a few hours should be lots of time, but I'm not the makeup artist, so I don't want to speak for them.
So we'll have to get,
seems like you're really on top of it.
That was a long-winded answer, but we'll have to, I guess, figure that out once we figure out everything else.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's totally fine. Again, like I said, some people are one way or the other on, seeing each other or saying like, no, he definitely cannot see me before. Or, the bad luck thing.
Yeah,
I agree. I mean, if you're secure in your relationship, it definitely is a pile of malarkey. So I'll just make a quick note of that there. That will kind of we'll get back to that one, just like the getting ready photos, and kind of once we sort out timeline with like hair and makeup, like you said, once you kind of have that time, and then we can kind of sort that out too. So that's totally fine. But you said 3 p.m. is what you're thinking for ceremony start time, and then did you say 6 for reception start time? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's gonna be like a few appies before that, just because obviously when we duck out, keeps the guests busy.
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
Busy and happy.
Exactly, right? Don't even
Totally.
notice we're gone.
Yeah, exactly. No, they won't. If they're just chilling and having some drinks and food, they'll be happy.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. Yeah, no, I love that because sometimes, with the timeline, I always like to consult and kind of give recommendations for how long for each event throughout the day. But sometimes the ceremony and reception are so close together that I'm like, we can't be rushed for husband and wife portraits. That's like the best part of the day.
Yeah, no, we wanted to make sure. And I think our ceremony is only going to be about like 20, 25 minutes max, like maybe half an hour just to be safe. So I figured 2.5 hours in between should probably, what do you think, be good?
So that's perfect. And
awesome.
It gives enough time, for travel time of where we want to go to get photos, and not be rushed, because there's nothing worse than being rushed for husband and wife portraits. And I tell everyone that because I'm like, that's when we're working the magic, and that's what you're gonna hang in your home and have in your wedding album and everything like that. So I'm like, we can't rush those. Perfect. And then I'll make a note there as well, because that was gonna be my other question, was like an approximate time of ceremony. So I put 20 to 30 minutes is kind of a prox there, just so I have an idea. Perfect. And then 6 p.m. Okay, perfect. So we can have that there. And then maybe you guys haven't discussed this, but are you going to have a videographer, or are we not having one, or are we unsure?
I think we're leaning more towards just getting some really good pictures.
Sweet.
We're kind of like contemplating it, but I don't know if it would really be worth our while, because we don't really like, I watched a friend of ours, they had a videographer and it was like a beautiful video, but a lot of it was like picture or shots of them with their bridal party. And like, I was like, well, we don't have a bridal party. So, I mean, the only thing that I kind of thought is like maybe to get our ceremony, but I kind of feel like if we get really good pictures of that, we're more likely to pull out those pictures and look at them than pull out the CD and go, hey, oh, we don't have a CD player anymore. How are we going to watch this?
100%. No, it's true. Okay, perfect. To be quite honest, I actually prefer when there's not a videographer because there's no one in my way and I can, be able to just run the show. And move around during ceremony and get lots of different shots and whatnot. So no.
So we're just leaning towards really like just getting a photographer that's gonna take excellent pictures because we were both like, we're not gonna pull that out and watch it. Like
no, exactly.
As much as we like to think we will.
Pictures.
Yeah, exactly. Pictures for sure. Like if we got a nice album made or something after the fact, totally. But I can't see us pulling it out and be like, hey, let's watch our wedding video,
Yeah, no.
100%. Yeah, I guess like kind of cool, like right away, but then practical, I totally.
And because we're both kind of like not really, I don't know. I feel like it would be awkward to watch myself, but it's a good thing I'm not an actor.
Fair, yeah. Whereas at least pictures too, like I'm like, choosing all of the best, so it's like you're gonna look awesome in all of those. So whereas the video, it's like you're a little bit more self-conscious that like you're being filmed right now too.
Yeah, it's like, are they, when you like accidentally like turn on your phone to do like, I don't Snapchat a lot, but I do with my siblings, and sometimes I forget it's on like forward facing and it's like right down here and I'm like, oh.
I know, seriously, especially if I have no makeup and I'm like, that's really unflattering. Do I look like that?
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, is that live?
Seriously, yeah. I'm just always hoping it's not, I didn't like post it by accident, but I see what you mean. Yeah, the angle there, if you have your phone kind of lower.
Yeah.
100%.
Not that a videographer would get you at that angle, but we all have like, we're like, oh, that was awkward, or so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Perfect. Cool. And then basically like I got a lot of things that like I wanted to learn about, but now I'm just curious if like there's anything else, something else maybe like significant or special about your wedding day that you want to let me know about, or a certain vision maybe you had in mind or something like that, is kind of what I'll take notes on next. And then I'll kind of talk you through what the next steps would look like and see if there's any questions about certain packages or anything like that. But before I jump ahead here, is there anything else like kind of special or a vision or something significant that you wanted to let me know about your wedding day?
What do you think?
No,
I don't think so. Just like we said, the family portrait, super important, and all the pictures that we mentioned before.
Yep. And
we just want to try and capture the day as nicely as we can.
Yeah, perfect. That sounds good to me. That's what I like to hear.
We're definitely not the rammy people. Like, I want you over here, and I want this, and I want that, and I want
only
this.
Only my left side. No.
Yeah.
Good.
When you're a pro, you're a pro.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be questioning the pro as far as I'm concerned. Just let them do their job and go from there.
Oh, that's like you're literally speaking my language. That's something I always ask as well, is just like to make sure that like I have 100% trust, because there's nothing worse. And I learned this like when I was starting out like 6 years ago, when I would have someone be like, oh, well, actually, could you, maybe be there? And I'm thinking like, okay, sure. And I was a little bit more like insecure when I was first starting. So it's like, okay, sure. And then, a year went by and whatever. And I was like, no, I want to capture it for what I see through the photographer's eye. And so now 6 years fast forward, now I'm like pretty firm and like, no, like I need 100% of trust. And, cause I like to do my thing. And I always let people know I'm like, I might be like a little bit bossy, but I just want to make sure we get the best shots possible. So
yeah, no, that's perfect. Cause exactly like we wanted to get a photographer that we could just be like, hey, we trust you 100%, capture the day. Like,
yeah. And it's just less
we didn't want to have to really like worry about
it.
Yeah, exactly. So
100%. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. And it's just a lot easier too to be like, it's in your hands, like,
totally.
no, that's
Well, and
perfect.
like I said, we saw your pictures and we're just like, that's totally what we want.
Yeah.
So like that kind of like connection and just like being able to, it's such a brand, you can look at those pictures and you can almost like feel how those people are feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I'm like tearing up half the time when I'm editing. So, like, I'm like, oh man, like, yeah, it's true. Like, yeah, photos that feel is what it's all about, especially with getting couples. And I
Totally.
don't do a lot of families anymore, but so that's my thing is like just being able to feel how it is in the moment. So literally pulling the words out of my mouth. I love it.
Perfect.
Perfect. Oh man, you guys are my cup of tea. Like I'm so stoked right now. Yeah, I can always tell, like, just after chatting even a few minutes, I'm like, I can tell. I'm like, this is gonna be good. I get
Awesome.
that feeling right away. Perfect. And you guys like literally emailed me at the perfect time because I only had 2 more spots for 2021. So I was like reading through and I was like, oh sweet. I'm like, this is awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I sent an email to you, I was like stressing out because like we had kind of met with another photographer and she's really nice, but it just wasn't quite like I didn't look at the pictures and feel like that's what I want. So like nothing against her, super nice lady, but I was just like, oh no, like are we gonna be able to find a good photographer? Are we gonna, so I was like so relieved when you emailed me back.
Oh, good. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I was
That's
just
so
like,
good to hear.
because we really loved your pictures, right? And I was like, I'd emailed another one. She's like, no, I'm booked. And I was like, everyone's gonna be booked by now.
Yeah, no,
So, yeah.
it worked out because I actually had like the 2 spots came open because 2 people rescheduled to next year. So then I was like, oh great, like I have 2 more things open. So now my August 7th of 2022 is booked, but not this year. So then I read August 7th and I was like, oh shoot, I'm booked. Oh, 2021, nice. Okay, cool.
Oh,
So
perfect. Yeah, I was like so happy.
Yeah, no, it worked out great. No, that's so good to hear. And having that connection with photos is so important that like you have to be stoked about them because otherwise you're not going to be stoked
Exactly.
about your wedding photos, right?
Yeah.
100%. Perfect. Cool. So what I will do now is just kind of talk you through like what the next steps would look like, and then we'll go back to just any other general questions or about packages. But I just like to go through the next steps first because usually some of the questions are related to next steps. So basically what we do now is I've already got your portfolio open, so we're all set there. I can import all this info there. So that's what I do after our chat here. And then I basically send over a contract and another questionnaire. It's not too lengthy. So just kind of to get a little bit more info there and have you guys kind of go through and fill out. So that's like another questionnaire. And then the deposit information, it's kind of all within one link that would take you to my website, my booking website. And then you would kind of fill out that info. The contract, it's fairly lengthy, but I'll point out a couple things that are the important ones. So within the contract, one of them is just saying that like I'm the exclusive photographer for the wedding, because you'd be surprised. I've come across, other people are there and I look around, like half a dozen guests got big cameras out and whatever. So I just make that like in there that like I'm the exclusive photographer so that we don't have, tons of other people floating around and whatnot, or being in any shot. So that's like a really important note in there. And then another one is just saying that I don't release any raw files. I've, had a couple people ask for having the raw files, but I'm like, sorry, it's like giving a cake that's unbaked. I can't do it. So it's just part of the art. And the nice thing is that you guys love my editing style, so we don't have to worry about raw files there, but that's just an important part that I like to point out. And then the other part in the contract is just saying that like no additional, filters or cropping or anything like that will be like altered within the pictures. But those are kind of like the main points I just like to point out, because I know a contract's lengthy and I sometimes don't read every word of contracts either. So I just like to kind of point out those pieces in there. But it's all done electronically, so no worries about scanning or faxing. You can just electronically sign it, and then it'll email me saying, you know, Vicky and Brian have signed your contract, and I'm like, sweet, we're booked in there, your date is secured. And then from there, it'll bring you to the questionnaire, and then to the 50% deposit, in which you can do e-transfer or credit card. And then I always let people know too, the credit card, I need to double check, but I believe it's a 1.5 or 2% charge if you choose credit card, and then no fee for e-transfer. So I know depending on what point system looks like, some people say it's worth it to do the surfy and get the points, and other people say no, do the e-transfer. But I just like to make sure everyone knows about that before choosing which option to do.
Okay.
And yeah, that's like pretty much it. It's all like really easy. I chose this platform because it was nice and easy to just go through the experience, and I tried out a few different, so it's really nice and quick and easy to kind of go through, and then it'll tell me right away, you know, confirmation that we're all booked in there, and then we go from there and look into engagement dates and engagement locations, and we'll start kind of, well, closer to the wedding date, looking through timeline and working through all of that together. But that's kind of like what the process looks like. So now is kind of you guys' chance to see if you have any questions either about the next steps, or if you had a chance to look through a full price guide and see if you have any specific questions on that. And then I'm here. So
okay. Well, I think we looked through the packages and we thought, I think it's the bronze package with like 7 hours coverage, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we need any more than that, just because our ceremony is so late in the day.
Totally.
So I think we're going towards that one, and then we did want to do the engagement session on top of that.
Sweet. Awesome.
Is that
perfect?
Yeah.
No, that's perfect. And that you guys had a chance to look through it. Cause a lot of times people are like, yeah, we, you know, kind of skimmed through it, but not sure which one. So that's great. You guys already had a chance to look through that. Perfect. So we got that, the bronze, and then I'll do the engagement session on there. Perfect.
Already showed it to you, though, right?
Yeah.
No, it's true. And with having a ceremony at 3, I think you're right on there. If we'll figure out what time we'll want to do to, like you said, you don't want tons and tons of getting ready, but to figure out what time for me to arrive for getting ready, and then figure out what's going to be best for coverage there. But 7 hours, I find, like I say, with everything you need, is like it's a perfect amount to have in there, and especially with starting at 3. So that's no, that sounds good there.
Awesome.
And then I have like a blog that I always send of engagement session locations, kind of like recommendations, but some people have like a sentimental location or somewhere that they really, really want their photos at. Would you say like there's somewhere or a certain location that really jumps out at you guys that you have either thought about or already discussed for an engagement session?
Not really, hey?
No.
Oh, sweet. Perfect. So then that's nice, because I, made this blog just so that you can have a chance to get the vibe of each spot. So these are just my top spots that I love to do engagement sessions at. So once I kind of send over what dates will be open to be choosing for, then I send that as well. And then I'll send like a PDF of some engagement session tips. So just some little things of, not wearing sunglasses on the way, because it's going to have like a little indent here, and, not having the guys not having stuff in their pockets or anything like that. Just like some smaller things that make a big difference for getting the most out of your sessions. So I'll send like that PDF to kind of look through as well, and have that. And then you guys can look at what location really speaks to you. Some people, prefer lakeside, some prefer mountain view or a grassy field, or it's totally just whatever is vibing with you guys and gonna suit you best. So I'll make a note of that there. And then would you say like you have a preferred month that you want me to send availability for, or are you looking to get it kind of just as soon as possible, or?
Would you prefer it being warmer out, or?
Yeah, Not too hot though. I'd probably.
Yeah, no, we both don't like extreme heat.
all
Even
things-
though we like Palm Springs.
yeah.
Well, that, I mean, at least you can be in a pool, but
Yeah, and it's drier, right? So it's not as like the humidity doesn't get you as much.
as here, yeah.
Early summer.
Yeah, so probably late spring, early summer.
Sweet.
Yeah.
No, that sounds good there. And I like that too, because obviously like this time of year too, the lighting isn't quite as dreamy as as we get a little bit later into spring and early summer. So not a specific month so per se, but that's perfect that I have an idea of kind of a time frame there. And we won't be sweltering in some humid temperatures, hopefully. So that sounds good there. So I can make a note of that there. Perfect. So yeah, then what I can do is just take a look at my availability and then send over some dates that you guys can look at and choose from. I like to give a little bit of variety. I know obviously we're working with Brian's schedule to see what's going to work in there. So I'll give you guys some options to see what's going to be best. And then I always try to do starting the session like 2 hours before sunset. So depending on what date we choose will depend on the time. I have like my app where I'll see what time exactly for each date, but around that time of year, like we're probably looking to start at about like 7, sometimes a little bit before. So that's always like a heads up as well. We're gonna get like the best lighting possible at that time. So and it's nice because it's not not middle of the day kind of heat and whatnot. So that's also a perk as well. Yeah, the lighting is like so awesome. I'm so excited for doing sessions in early summer-ish, because it's just so much nicer and you're not freezing outside right now either.
Yeah, totally.
Perfect. Okay, cool. I got everything that I need here. Is there anything else that you guys like wanted to ask me or anything like that?
I don't think so.
No, I'm
You
good.
pretty much answered it all.
Sweet. Awesome. Perfect. Okay, well, yeah, I got a lot of good info here, guys. So what I'll do is I'll put all of this in tonight, and then tomorrow morning I'll send you over contract and everything else, engagement session info, just give you a whole dump of info there. And and then we can go back and forth and see what day is going to work best, and then get your engagement session booked in. And then it's just let the fun begin from there.
Awesome.
Sweet. Okay, I am
Looking
so
forward
excited.
to it.
Yeah. Oh man, this is going to be so good. And especially with people that don't have a lot of photos together, I get like extra excited because I'm like, yeah, I can work my magic and do my
Yeah, we're super excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's Brian has one picture that he likes of you guys together. It's just be great. You can have so many now.
Yeah, I'm super excited to have pictures so that we can actually like hang up. And I have like a picture frame that like we were gonna put another picture in, but then it didn't work out.
Okay.
And I'm like, we're gonna put an engagement picture or one of our wedding pictures in that frame.
Yeah, 100%. No, might as well. Yeah, nice high def photo in there instead of one that you're not too keen on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that'll look so good. Get some nice house decor and some pictures there. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sweet. Okay, well, it was really nice to virtually meet you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, great to chat with you guys. And like I said, I'll send this all over in the morning, and then we'll be in touch from there.
Sounds
Perfect.
good.
Perfect. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening here.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, we'll chat with you guys soon.
Sounds
Thanks
good.
again.
See ya.
Okay. Yeah. Bye-bye.